Russian President Vladimir Putin praises US President Joe Biden for calling him a crazy SOB. Putin, with an ironic smile, said that the remark showed why the Kremlin felt Biden was a preferable future US president to Donald Trump. Biden made the comments at a public fundraising event in California, warning about the threat of a nuclear conflict. Of course, Putin feels Biden is more predictable and finds him as a better option than Trump. More in the next report. Take a look.
First of all,
the Kremlin lashed out at Joe Biden on Thursday after the US president called Russia's Vladimir Putin a crazy SOB. It said Biden had debased the United States and called his remarks part of a failed Hollywood cowboy act. Here's Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov.
The use of such language against the head of another state by the President of the United States is unlikely to infringe on our president, President Putin, but probably it debases those who use such vocabulary.
The US president made the initial comments while addressing threats to the world. Among that list was, quote, that guy Putin and others, the risk of nuclear conflict and the existential threat to humanity from climate change. Peskov said Putin had never addressed Biden using one crude word and said that such vocabulary debases America itself. Putin ally and former President Dmitry Medvedev added the existential threat to the world came from, quote, useless old geezers like Biden himself. Medvedev also said Biden was senile and ready to start a war with Russia. Biden's comments followed 2 years of war in Ukraine, the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, and US assertions that Russia plans to put a nuclear weapon in space. Those topics have led to the biggest crisis in relations between Russia and the West since the Cold War. Some Russian and US diplomats say they can't remember a time when relations between the world's two biggest nuclear powers were worse. Biden also took aim at Putin last week after Navalny's death in a Russian penal colony was announced, saying it was a consequence of something that Putin and his thugs did.
thugs did.
Russian officials say the West rushed to blame Putin without waiting for evidence.